Now we come to the 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the discussion on the nature of God, soul, super soul, human beings, human nature, human goodness, evil, sin, mental health. All these topics continue in this chapter. That the soul is part of God. The human soul is part of the super soul, the divine energy. A part of God lives in all human beings, each one of us. And the soul, the super soul, the divine energy is beyond the first and the last day of existence. When all this will end, when existence will end, even then God will remain. That force will remain and it will cause life again. Each living entity is conditioned by the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Not only human beings, but each living entity is conditioned by sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattva is the mode of truth, beauty, knowledge, goodness, purity. Sattva leads to enlightenment, happiness and bliss. Rajas is the mode of passion and it causes fruitive action. Rajas leads to desires, materialism, consumption, greed, envy, jealousy and an endless cycle of visiting this earth. रजस इज भोग और रजस के चक्कर में यहीं पर बंध कर रह जाना है. An endless cycle of visiting this earth again and again. Rajas is the storehouse of unlimited desires, yearnings, attachments. So this is rajas. And tamas denotes darkness, ignorance, mental imbalance, crime, sin, ignorance, senselessness and all that is bad. That is tamas. 14.9 Lord Krishna says, O Bharat, the mode of goodness binds one to happiness, the mode of passion to fruitive action, and the mode of ignorance binds one to madness. Then 14.10 is important. It's very important because it denotes the eternal fight between good and evil. Rajastha Maschabhibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharat, Rajah Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamah Sattvam Rajastatha. O descendant of Bharat, there is always a fight for supremacy among the three modes of nature. Sometimes goodness is prominent, defeating passion and ignorance. Sometimes passion subdues goodness and ignorance. And sometimes ignorance defeats goodness and passion. There is eternal fight among sattva, rajas and tamas. Lord Krishna has added one dimension to the fight between good and evil. Between good and evil, there is rajas. There are three shades. One is of purity, that is sattva, one is of consumption, passion, that is rajas, and one is that of complete darkness, which is tamas. So there are three shades. This is very important because everywhere we have fight between good and evil. Here there are three elements. And the next thing जो मेरी समझ में आता है, जितना मेरी समझ में आता है, this fight is within each individual. No individual is 100% tamas or 100% rajas or 100% sattva. This fight is within the individual, within society, within organization, within family, everywhere. So this is an internal fight going on within us. And that is why individual effort becomes important. We have to be conscious of the three forces fighting within ourselves. This is what I understand, that nothing could be 100%. That this fight is there within each individual. The three elements are there within the individual. Sattva is, of course, pure light, purity. Rajas is attachment, maya, birth, yearning, fruitive action. And tamas is darkness, madness, and delusion. It's a highly psychological statement, because Lord Krishna has attached tamas to madness. Mental sickness has been associated to crime, to sin, to guilt. I mean, if it is a biological status or something, that is a different thing. But for normal human beings, if a person has faith in God, if a person is simple, if a person surrenders before God, he or she will have less mental complications, will not have any mental sickness as such. Because Lord Krishna has associated tamas with madness. Simplicity keeps a person away from mental illness. That is how I infer it. That is how I have been able to understand it. Because the simple person does not take the doership. The doership is given. ऐसा ईश्वर ने किया है. And that gives the responsibility away, that takes the mental burden away. And then again and again, Lord Krishna emphasizes on the mental status of a person at the time of death. The way I understand it, that as one progresses in life, one should make an effort to fix one's mind at the feet of God. Because mental status at the time of death depends on the mental status at the time of old age. And that is the mental status we are going to carry forward in our further journey, in our coming lives. It is so important. So as we progress in life, we should realize the importance of worship, we should realize the importance of meditation, and we should think of God more and more. For spiritual advancement, one should realize that all actions result from gunas. When one rises above all the three, one is liberated. When one becomes one with God, all the three gunas leave that soul. The mantra is to treat all beings and all states of mind equally. Then only one goes beyond the gunas. Sakshi Bhava. We should observe ourselves. I should be able to observe myself, that this is the person acting like this person is going through this dilemma. We should witness our own self. We should watch our own self as a spectator. That is what we should try to do. That is the process of detachment. That is an exercise of detachment. Practice, practice, and practice. It's not difficult. It's just a feeling. It's just a realization. It's just a mood that we have to carry, forward. Selflessness, detachment, devotion, focus at the feet of God. That is how we have to go. That is how we should go. So this is how the 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is. We will continue. Thank you. Thank you so much.